Hi, I'm Kevin LeBlanc, running for Herndon Town Council. I'd like to thank you all for being here with me today. A couple weeks ago, another candidate approached me wanting to chat. And of course, I'm willing to speak with anyone and work with anyone until they're proven that they cannot be trusted. So he asked me during that conversation what I would tell someone who was considering moving to Herndon about whether or not they should move here. And I thought it was a fair enough question, and one I will answer for you today, just as I answered him. I said, I would really ask them, if not every community is right for every person. So if you want to come home from work and not talk to anyone, not see anyone, you just want to go to your home and be alone, there are probably cheaper alternatives of places to live, probably closer to your work. If you don't want your children, if you have children, to grow up interacting with people of diverse backgrounds, speaking different languages, eating different foods, then Herndon is not the community for you. If you don't want to go to events like Friday Night Live or Winter Market, and these things, other services, special police and engagement with the police and safety, having accessible trails. If these things are not important to you, then Herndon is not the right place for you in all likelihood. Because again, you could go to other places and not have the additional cost of a community that maintains these services. Now, if you care about going to a place where you can walk on the street, talk to neighbors, perhaps you've never even met them, or if you have dogs like I do, and your dogs meet their dogs, and you strike up a conversation and you enjoy that. You want to walk down to Jimmy's or Saturday Night Live or other events that are happening throughout town and really be able to walk and enjoy and talk to people, then Herndon is a great community, a place that you would want to be. That's why I chose to live here. That it was a community that would be willing to embrace me, to embrace our family, and would be willing to have us to be a part of building things like community engagement activities, cultural activities, enrichment. I want to live in a place where I can go and watch a small town homecoming parade and enjoy eating tacos on someone's front porch. I want to be able to wave at my neighbors and know that they will wave back with a friendly smile, even if it's early in the morning and none of us are great morning people. So when I've spoken to most of you, you've basically said the same to me, that it's the feel of Herndon, that feel of small town community with history, with a quaintness, but also a focus on progress and on strong work prospects and economic stability that is important to you. And so that's why you've chosen to be in Herndon, and so have I. So the conversation actually did bring up to me something that we say in the LGBT community, that we're all born with a family, but we also build a family. So not everyone was as fortunate as I was. I've had generations that have supported, embraced, and loved me for who I am and encouraged me to do everything that I could possibly do. Not everyone in the LGBT community gets that support from the family. Some of them were even cast off, unfortunately. And so they end up making community and family from non-blood relatives. And they truly come together as a family unit. And so it's this intentionality of building family and building community that is what I want to talk about today. So intentionality of community in embracing the fact that you can build the community and the people that you envision being a part of, that are like-minded, that also bring diversity that you're interested in, that bring the aspects and community aspects that really are of concern to you. The idea of that intentional community is really the idea of defining and building the place and people you want to be a part of. We want not just a house, but we want a home, a community, a sense of place, of belonging, of connection, a place to grow and be happy or be sad amongst others that can feel and support you in your grief. Others have asked me recently about my signs around town. So why do the signs in my campaign say, "Here for Herndon," instead of "Vote for me" or "Elect me on November 8th"? Certainly, the election is important and is why I'm here, but my campaign is done with intent and purpose. I felt the "Vote for me" approach is very transactional, that it's saying, give me something, you may not get something in return, but I need you to do something for me. Throughout our nation, we see it all the time. It's what's used by people who actually don't lead. It's used by people who seek to subjugate other people's voices. That's not what I wanted to be associated with. When I came to Herndon, I started involving myself in community, building things like the Holiday Homes Tour, or the Winter Market, or the arts in Herndon, and working with nonprofits and doing any other things that I could that I'm passionate about, helping children with reading and providing food for senior citizens or the homeless shelter. And so that has meant that I have been here for Herndon in various capacities. And regardless of the outcome on November 8th, if I'm elected, I intend to be here for Herndon, present as a leader, helping to grow the community, to build the community, to build this place that we call Herndon into what we all want it to be. But if I'm not elected, I will still be here for Herndon. I will continue to support in various ways through nonprofits, through cultural work, through work on diversity and inclusion and giving voices to those that maybe don't have the same voice. We are imperfect. All communities are, all human beings are. I live on Locust Street, which gets it's near Spring Street. It gets all of the traffic that's coming from the west. It's passing through. People are speeding by. Probably once a week, I and my dogs almost get run over by someone who bursts through and doesn't stop for the stop sign at Center Street. Someone that's speeding too fast. We have a middle school right here. We have a kindercare right there at that intersection. So there are children. Obviously, pedestrian and biker safety is an issue in this area where I live, but also in other places in town. There are downtown and other development areas that seemingly have stalled, obviously for various reasons. We do have higher taxes than many places, though admittedly this is balanced with some of the services that we get that are unique to our town or different than others. There is always room to improve. That's why I'm running for town council. But it takes leadership that is here, that is fully present in both mind and spirit, wanting to truly build community. Some of you have seen another speech I've given. You can find it on HCTV or on my website. In it, I talk about my great-grandfather from Italy who would make these casting nets. And he would sit there as community members came in to talk to him about things that were going on, seeking advice, seeking support, seeking what to do in the community. I remember him sitting by him as he wove these together. And in that previous one, I talked about the individual threads being like individual people and weaving them together as community. But really, when you extend that metaphor, you understand that it's intentional community, just like the net's very intentional. You can see that these strings, even while he wasn't paying attention and talking to them, it was very intentional that they're all the same size. So all hand knotted. There was no loom. There was nothing to guide this. It was just his intention guiding him, because this tight net means that he could cast it off and really bring back sustenance for himself, for his family. And it's the same with a community, that the tighter that we knit our weave together, the more that we can achieve into the future. So I'm asking you today, what is your intention about your community, the community of Herndon? Will you support me by telling your friends, your neighbors, your family about your intentions, about my intentions? Will you offer an endorsement and vote for me on November 8th? I will be here for Herndon, and I want you to be here with me. Thank you.